Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to our channel again. So today I'll be making the final guide to run Tekken 8 on a lower end PC. So let's move on. So I found a new tweak about this game, as well as now I will show you like step by step video. In the last video that I made on this topic, the problem was that I didn't show you guys how did I install the mode or anything. So let's start first of all by showing you my specs, which is uh, Core i5 4690 4th generation Core i5. I think the minimum requirement for this PC for this game was Core i3 660K, I guess, and the memory that I have is 16 gigabytes. I told you if you cannot afford anything, just try to have 16 gigabytes of RAM, right? Because it is very essential for newer games that are upcoming. Meanwhile, the graphic card that I have is pretty much lower end. It is a GTX 1050. The minimum requirement for this game is GTX 1050 Ti, so my graphic card is like a lower version of that card, and also with half the RAM. So I have 2 GB of VRAM. So let's try. First of all, let's start with showing you how the modes that I was talking about in the last video that you must download to run this game a bit faster. What this mode actually does is that it lowers the the textures in stages, which can help you get better performance. So this is the site Taken mods that you have to search online. Then go to this site, and what you got to do is to go into the stages, and here you will find this one. This is a potato version. This is a very lower end PC version of this mod. If you have like a Core i3 like 4th generation, 3rd generation, like that, so for that PC I think this is very much the one that might work. But what I am using in this video is actually this pack, semi potato stages pack. So it will have a bit of the textures, as you can see from these images. It may have bit of the textures just a little bit reduced. So what you got to do is you got to download this mod, then go to the folder where it is. Now extract it. Now what you got to do, I already downloaded it, I'm just copying and replacing everything. So what you got to do is copy these files, go to your Taken folder, Polaris, content, packs, and logic modes. This folder will not be present in this directory for you if you haven't installed a mod before. What you got to do is to give a new name, a new folder, create a new folder and name it exactly like I have, logic modes. What you got to do is put this mode here. For me, I already had this, so I just replaced the files in the destination. So this is the semi potato stages mod that I talked about in the last video that you have to download from this site. So this is for us that this is done now. So meanwhile, moving on to the overclocking that I gave last time. This is for a GTX 1050. Do not try this for your graphic card without any knowledge that how to overclock it. What you got to do is, just for example, I'm going to show you that I have like this screenshot of a YouTube video for my graphic card. Here you can see it. So these were like example overclocks that I tried. I didn't mess with the voltage. Never mess with the voltage, I'm telling you again, because voltage can like damage the lifespan of your card as well. It will reduce it, and you might not be able to like get that longevity out of your graphic card by using it on a higher voltage. This was the one that I used, and I found that I had better performance. But what happened, that I increased these values until I had better performance on games like Taken 8. So this was my final assumption, that I have this core clock reading and memory clock reading was giving me the best performance. So what happened was that I put this on and I got at least like 5 to 10 FPS more in this game. So I think you guys should try it if you have the graphic card, like and especially the Nvidia graphic cards, even the AMD graphic cards. You can try it, search online, look for like a guide, just like I looked up. I didn't knew anything about overclocking until I got those sample readings. I tried it. What happens is that the best reading for your PC will be the one in which you will not experience crashes in the game. My game was crashing when I had a higher value of memory clock or core clock. I adjusted it, now my game doesn't crash very often. So this is all done until overclocking. We have the mod, we have the overclocking done. Now one more tweak that I found is that go to local disk C, go to like users, go to your current profile that you're using, go to view, click on this button, hidden items, check this. This should be checked. You will get this folder, app data folder. Just click on it, go to local, go to Taken 8, saved, config, Windows, and this is the file that you want to look for, right? You will not have this on read only at the very start. I will tell you what to do. So go into this. I will be pasting this setting in the description. What you got to do is copy and paste it on your PC. I've adjusted all these values as much as I could to get the best performance out of it, and I have got the best performance out of it. So this settings will be in the description. You can just copy and paste it. You will not have these initially. When you will open this file, you will not find anything. Just put a gap before this here, paste it, or you can do is like go all the way to the bottom, press enter here, and just paste this, right? I have seen the videos online. I saw people having this on 16, this on 1, this on everything with whatever they were trying. I put everything to 0. I wanted the best performance for my game. So what I did is put all of these to 0 for no reason at all. Just trying some new different things. And these values I have tried from like 1500 to up till these values that I have right now. So what you got to do is actually just copy and paste it into your this file. What you got to do then is that save this file, right? Save this file that you have right here, then right click on it. Remember this step, right click on it and read only, because if you do not do the read only, the game will automatically turn these values all the way back to the default settings. You want the game to not make changes to this file, just apply this. Okay, so now these are all the tweaks that I had for this game. Overclocking, the semi-potato stage is back, and this engine file tweak, right? These three tweaks are very important. These are going to make your game a lot more smoother. Now one thing you will notice is when I will go in the game, I will have a lot higher settings than before. In the last video I think I had 80 rendering scale. Meanwhile this time I have 90 or 95 rendering scale. So this has given me a lot more FPS and a lot better performance at a higher graphics. I even have turned on the shadow to medium. It was all the way to low. Now I have medium shadows as well. So let's try it ourselves and find out. I have all the stages. I will show you all the stages. even the new one with this Lydia update that arrived lately. So I have the newer stage as well, so you will see how it is working. I think it gets a bit slower as compared to the other one because I haven't found a mode yet for that specific stage, but other than that I've like completely fixed my game. So now coming to the graphics settings, these are my settings now. I had this on low. If you watch my last video, I will give it as well. At the end of this video you will see a card of that video, so you can check it out, but this one is the complete final guide. So I had this on 80, the rendering scale. I had this on high, this on medium, but this on low. So I now have enabled shadows in this game, and they're working fine. My game isn't stopping, my game isn't showing me any like lag or something. Only lag that I have experienced in this game is that when there's a certain effect, like when a certain move is like executed by me or the CPU here. So when it executes a certain move, we get a lag. Other than that, we don't get a lag in this game now. Don't worry if the cutscenes aren't working fine. You need the main game to work fine. You want the gameplay to be good. You just want to fight, and you want the fight to be good. So now I have enabled the NVIDIA FPS guide, and you can see in the top right corners you will always be seeing the FPS. I thought that the Tekken itself provided the major display as well, but this one is a lot better. So now keep seeing that left corner of the screen, top left corner, and you will see that the FPS aren't going below 60. They're going like only to 50. Below that you will experience that this game is slow. If it goes below 50 FPS, this game becomes slow. I don't know why, what's the reason for that, but this game eats a lot of FPS. So as you can see, it never got below 50, and a little bit we had some slow motion, but other than that the game worked fine. I told you certain effects might slow my game down. Other than that, it works fine. And especially this stage, I think this is the worst stage now that I'm experiencing. I think this was the worst stage. This is the slowest stage that I'm experiencing, and it's not that bad. I know it's not giving 60 FPS at the moment. It might be due to the recording as well, because you know that my CPU is working there as well. But other than that, this game is just working fine. Any FPS drop will be due to like my CPU working on the recording as well. So now moving on to the next stage. This will work just fine, I know it. I just know that this stage is the best stage that I will have. I think maybe at one or two more stage, but this one is like the best stage that I have. See, there are the 60 FPS. Now I have full 60 FPS here. So this stage is just working absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. I showed it in the last video. This stage is a lifesaver, to be honest. It never like slows down that much. And every time my game is lagging, I just want to play in this stage because it just provides me the best gameplay. So let's move on to the next stage. I think that there might be lag in this one.
Get ready for the next battle.
even though there will be no buildings, as I told in the last video. Semi potato stages, what it does is actually remove some of the textures in your stage to make your game more like performance worthy. Oh, it's 60 FPS this stage as well, so that is very nice. So this is what I was talking about in the last video as well, that this game is still enjoyable if like you make some of the tweaks. Like this one, I have made these tweaks to make my game work better. All I wanted to see these certain effects, especially Kazuya's, like this effect slows the game down. Some effects have like some certain moves that I execute sometimes cause problems. There we go. So all in all, these stages are working fine. Other than that, I was also thinking that I should still keep my previous settings because they were working even more fine now. But I wanted to try the shadows as well. Like what will I get when I will turn on the shadows, and the game is still giving me enough room to play, and I'm happy with that. Now let's move on to the next stage. I don't know why they had like the day version of this stage like completely separate than the original game. I never understood this logic from Bandai Namco. Why would you do that? Because this stage is like even more laggy as compared to the other one. The evening stage looks better, is better to be honest. The atmosphere, I mean the evening and the night, it looks even better than this stage. This stage is there for no reason. Now see, again certain effects take my game out. Like that effect took my game out big time because of the fact that it had too much for my GPU to take. So this is what I was talking about when I said you should have overclocking, because my GPU is like the minimum requirement, like less than the minimum requirement, because 1050 Ti is almost double of this card in terms of the memory. So and I told you that don't worry about the cutscenes if they are slower. I think Yakushima will be slow. This stage will be slow. Because of the fact that I have turned on the shadows, I think this stage will be slower. I'm thinking that I should revert my settings back to the previous one, because I think now they will work even better than what they were working last time. Oh, not that bad to be honest. Still, yeah, the stage is still fine, but I think I should like lower the rendering scale to like 985 maybe. I think that will work perfectly, but I'm still thinking about it. But as far as I'm showing you that this setting is very high in terms of the rendering scale. I mean, I'm running it on full HD. I'm running it on full HD as well. I have the rendering scale to 90. You can take it maximum to 100. So I think this is a lot higher setting, except for of course the textures, because that is of course, if I had like not, if I wasn't experiencing any problem in like there's lag that I was talking about in this stage that will happen, Exactly. So this is why I was thinking that I should like revert my previous settings, because of the fact that they would work even fine now. But anyway, so except for like this stage, I think all of the other stages are working much better. Also, my GPU is like very hot at the moment. It's 82 degrees. It can max go to 85, but I've already set its limit to 82 degrees. It can't go more than that.
Get ready for the next battle. Round one. Fight.
So again, this stage is working very fine. As I told you that all my stages are still worth playing, and for me it's not that bad, to be honest, because of the fact that I played games on a very low end PC. So I think for me it works really fine, because for me I think the gameplay is the one that matters, and running it still on full HD with like customly lowered textures, I think it's fine. See, even these effects didn't slow the game down that much, so it's working very fine at the moment. I think Fallen Destiny is another one of those stages that I know are very good. They're running very good. This stage again. Fallen Destiny, the Arena Underground, I think these 2-3 stages are working very fine. Very fine for me. See again, 60 FPS is locked on 60 FPS at the moment. So this is what I was talking about when I was saying that you should like have some tweaks to make this game better, and this is what I have for that. So again, this stage worked fine as well, so let's try the next one. I think Descent into Subconscious will also work very fine. I think Descent into Subconscious is working really fine, really fine, because of the fact that last time when I played it, it was working fine. I don't know what will happen now. I think it's alright, even though the FPS are a bit lower than 60, it's like 53, 52. Let's take him to a lower stage. We have like 3, like this is a floor break stage, so when this floor will break, let's see how much like the game performed in the other 2 versions of this stage, which is first is this one. Oh my god, it's working fine. Okay. So now let's try and take him to the lower version of this stage, which is final one, which is this one. So let's see. Okay, this one is 60 FPS.
Final round. Fight.
I think lowering this setting a bit will be like everything will be in its place. I think there are two ways to look at this. That I can lower my like rendering scale to like have better textures. Maybe I'm not saying 100% sure that it will work. So I remembered that I didn't like check this stage, and also now I have lowered my rendering scale to 80. Now let's see how the game will perform. At that time, the last video, it was performing absolutely fine. I showed you all that. So now let's see if it performs well on this one. See, I told you that the rendering scale would have done a bit of a problem. So now I've lowered it to 80. So I will show you my settings now, but now you can see the game is working very fine. And the FPS that I'm getting is like 55 to 60, and I told you that anything above like 50 is good in, but if you go below that you will see this game has become horribly slow. So this stage is now working fine. I didn't check this stage, I don't know, I think I forgot or something. I checked these two stages. I think yes, these three were working fine. Sanctum, oh my god, this was lagging last time. Let's see how will this one turn out. I think it will work fine. I had like my rendering scale a lot, but now that I made a new tweak as well, that engine file tweak, I think the game will work fine now. So Sanctum is working fine. I didn't thought that it will work fine, to be honest, because I think when I played it on 90 rendering scale it wasn't performing this well, but now it's 60 FPS, so it's worth enjoying. So again, I want to show you all these stages and this gameplay so that you guys should know that where your PC lies actually. If your PC is even like lower than mine, you should try that version of the potato stages mod that I told you initially in the video. Just go to that site and download it and paste it in the folder just like I did, and I think you will get more better performance. This is like the semi-potato version of the stages. It doesn't take everything out of the stages, but the textures are a bit lower, and to be honest, for me this game is fine the way it is at the moment. So this is working fine. I don't know about into the Stratosphere because I think it might lag when we have that cutscene after the first round. We have that like floor wall, I guess, something like that. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. At the moment it's fine. At the moment it's 60 FPS, but you never know. now is the biggest question. I think it will slow down. I think it will slow down this game right here. No, it didn't. So this stage is working absolutely fine. No problem with it. It's working fine. And so I told you that if I lowered my rendering scale, so the first few stages I showed you at a higher rendering scale. Now I will show you my newer settings that I have. So this stage is working fine as well now. So how many stages do we have? I think 5 or 6 left. So I wanted to show you the proof that my game is running fine. So what I was saying, that you should like try these tweaks yourself and you will see where your PC lies actually according to mine. Like first try the semi potato version of the stages. If they work, it's alright. If they don't, then I think you should try the ultimate potato version of these stages. Like that will lower the resolution even more, lower the textures even more. But I don't personally believe that your game will not work better. I think it will work even better than if I use those stages. I think I can run this game on high settings, like maybe the ultra settings. I'm sure of that because of the fact that my game is working fine at the moment with this version of those stages. So I think it will work even better in like the full potato version of these stages. So so maybe the lower version of Ortiz Farm didn't work that fine, but I think it's working fine for me. So there we go. Has lower textures as compared to before. I think this one will run in 60 FPS. I personally believe that. I'm not sure. Of course it runs at 60 FPS, so this was what I was talking about. So this stage is working on 60 FPS at the moment, which is good for me. I don't know about this stage that much. Secluded training ground. It was working fine before I installed this. I turned on the shadows. It was working fine until then, but I'm not sure what will happen now. Okay, it's working really fine. It's working absolutely fine. Okay. Okay, that effect from Kazuya was very, very, very texturous again. So I was saying that some of the effects might cause the game to slow down for a few moments, but after that it will work just fine. One thing about this is that Lydia's rage is like very smooth every time. So I can't say anything about Elegant Palace because I haven't seen this stage a lot in terms of the gameplay. I have just tested it one or twice, but now that I have the shadows enabled, I am not sure that this stage is going to work fine or not. Let's see. Okay, works fine, absolutely fine. So see that, as I was saying, that all of my stages are working just fine. So Lydia's heat may have slowed the process. Okay, now the stage is a bit slow, that's what I can say. It's below 55 FPS, so that is why it's lagging. That's what I was talking about. I wanted to show you guys about the slow motion that I was talking about in the last video. But it just comes back to like the right condition in a few moments. Here we go, now it's back to 50-60 FPS. So it slows down because of some of the effect that your GPU might not be able to handle, or your CPU might not be able to handle. So be careful for the effects. If you find such mods on the site that I recommended, what you can do is you can actually try to get a mod that removes the effects and the auras from the game. If they do this, I think it will be working very fine. Midnight Siege was like slower, but now that I have the rendering scale back to the original one that I had, so 80 rendering scale is already, that's not bad. I think that the difficulty is very easy. Even for me, at the moment, I am not like playing it seriously, but when I do play it seriously against this like CPU, it is very easy, this game. I mean, what kind of ultra hard is this that I can hit you with the same shot every time and you do not counter it? I remember playing against like Jinpachi in Taken 5 at ultra hard mode. Oh my god. It used to take me hours to beat that guy. I don't know how many attempts I took to like beat him, but certain characters I was able to beat him fast with, but that doesn't mean that he wasn't trouble for me. I think every character at least took six times for me. And even though I have been playing since Taken 3, I've played every Taken since then. But it was very difficult to beat him. And now, like, seeing the ultra hard difficulty, it like saddens me that it is very easy, to be honest. So this is the final stage. This stage is not semi-potato. This is original stage. It was working fine. And I think this stage looks beautiful as well as compared to the other one. This is the newest stage that we have. So it works fine on my computer at least. As you can see, the textures and everything is there. People are there. So this stage was working fine, so I didn't need any kind of mode. And even this stage has 3 versions, like the day version, the evening version and the night version. This is what I was talking about, that why did they do this for Urban Square, the city stage? I didn't understand that. I mean, why do you make 2 versions of the stage when you can do just what you did with this stage? Yeah, there we go. Let Kazuya like beat me for once, because I want to show you the night version of this stage as well, so that you see that it's not lagging. So let him beat me. Come on. There we are. Now it will be the night version of this same stage. There we are. And it looks beautiful, to be honest. So this was what I wanted to show you guys, all of you, that I have a proof that my game is working utterly fine after doing everything that I told you to do in the video. So this is what I lowered. This was on 90 when I started the game. Now I had lowered it on 80 and even enabled the shadows, and my game was working fine. If I disable the shadow, it will be like absolutely like a simple game for me, because if I turn this off, I think it will remove most of the effects as well, and it will like work even fine for me. But do remember, keep this on high and this on medium. I don't know why, but I've tried every setting out there, and I've seen that this anti-aliasing quality and post-processing quality on a lower end PC like mine, I think you can work this out, and I think it will help you. So do comment if this tweak worked for you, all of these. So inshallah I will see you in the next video. So try all of these settings and comment if it worked for you or not. If it didn't, I will recommend some other mods or like fixes that you can try to like make your game better. So okay then, see you in the next video. Do like subscribe and like if you got helped by this video, and do leave a comment as well that how did the video turned out for you.